Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be a little different video. It's gonna be like a little girl talk or whatever, cause I don't think most of y'all sometimes probably need some other people to talk to. So I'm probably gonna make this video. Plus, I always wanted to make a video like this because it was just like, you know, I love helping out and giving advice. I'm really good at giving advice, so anything. So I'm gonna start this video, and thank you for watching and clicking on this video. And remember, if you are a girl, you can watch this, but if you're not, I don't think it's gonna be TMI stuff. So let's get in the video. So the first thing, as a girl, what we're gonna talk about is growing up. So obviously you hit the stages of elementary, and then you're going into middle school, into high school. So growing up, you're going to see a lot of everything, peer pressure and stuff like that. And I say a lot of stuff happens when you're in middle school, like around that 7th and 8th area, or plus 6 too, because like you're going into a new environment and everything. Obviously, you're growing up, you're going to see other people do things, and it's going to make you want to do it. But you got to make sure you stay to yourself and you love yourself, because like I said, growing up, you're going to see a lot of stuff. You're going to see like different people. And when I mean different people, you're going to see how certain girls do their stuff. There's girls that are pretty and stuff like that. But make sure you don't compare yourself or anything through your growing up process. And it's okay to try new things like styles and everything. I know I had different type of phases in my life that I literally went through because I was growing up and trying to find myself, and that's all okay. But then once you go into high school, that's when you really need to like step up your game sometimes, because all that middle school stuff that you did, y'all was still kids. Because I gotta admit, like, I was still a kid when I was in middle school. And then boom, like when you go to high school, you meet like older kids, so it's just part of growing up. You're gonna want to do things, you're gonna want to have fun, but make sure you stay true to yourself, and like you know what's right for you. Don't do anything because somebody makes you do something, or you feel like that's cool, or that's the trend or whatever. Yeah, I remember growing up, I did a lot of stuff because I wanted to fit in, but make sure like you love yourself in the process of growing up, because there's always like, as females, we go through more things than guys do, in my opinion. I don't know, because I'm not a dude myself, so it's just like, us girls, we go through a lot. Like, growing into ourselves and everything. So just make sure you stay to yourself and everything. And you're gonna see a lot of stuff growing up. Just make sure you stay true to yourself and you know what's right, because there's gonna be a million people out here, and you just gotta be true to yourself. Next thing we're going to talk about is hygiene. So as you get older, you start having periods and all that disgusting ass stuff. So what I'm gonna tell you is, when I first started my period, I was completely scared, which it's normal for everybody, because I literally thought my guts dropped when I literally had my period for the first time, and I was in 4th grade. So that's, some people have theirs different, high school, middle, it does not matter where you get your period. But when you do, like, you're going to smell like blood, and it's gonna smell, you're growing into that process and everything. So just, if I was you, if I first started my period, I would go to the nurse's office or call your mother or anything and just tell them like I started my period. When I first started my period, I had no idea what I was doing, because I was like, what the fuck? like my guts fell out. Literally, that's how I felt. And I was crying because I was scared. And it's okay to be scared, guys. It's literally okay. But when you first put on a pad, obviously there's like two wings. If you get the ones with wings, because there's some of them that don't have wings, but make sure you like line it up to like your underwear and everything. I'll show a separate video if you guys need it, but I'm horrible at explaining, but there's always YouTube and Google. In other words, if you don't know how to put a pad on. But also, being on your period, there's cramps and everything. Make sure like you still like motivate yourself to like walk around, because you're gonna be crampy and all. It's okay to lay in bed all day. It's okay, because my cramps were terrible, real bad, until I started taking medicine for it. If you go to a certain type of doctor, if girlies, you know what it is. But yeah, so make sure you drink lots of water and you just keep yourself moving, because being in bed all day, I know you like that, but sometimes when you're on your period, if you want to get off of that shit real quick, you gotta keep it moving, you gotta keep it pushing. But always, in my opinion, I wear loose clothing and like dark pants, like stuff like this, pajamas or anything, when I am on my period, because like, just in case. But I have a period patch, and basically I put it in my backpack. And what I do is like I have this pouch that I ordered. Like, you could get this off of Amazon, Shein, anywhere. But I have this pouch where I put like my pads in, and make sure you put extra underwear, because sometimes like you can sometimes go through that. Like, your blood, if you're bleeding really heavy, can sometimes go through that if you're not wearing like a thick pad. Which personally, I like wearing thick pads, because like I know for sure my periods are heavy as shit. So make sure you get a comfortable pad, whatever works and suits you, and then get like a little pouch so that you can bring everywhere. And yeah, the next topic we are getting into is boys. I know some of y'all are in relationships right now. Kudos for y'all. But before you go into a relationship with a dude, make sure you love yourself first. Make sure you know what you want in a guy. Make sure that you know what you want and you love yourself first, because if you don't love yourself and you're going in a relationship, it just makes stuff harder for the both of y'all. And then obviously bad things happen. Mostly bad things happen if you don't love yourself. And girls, if a guy can't support you through everything, even if you're like at your lowest point, they are not the fucking one. They are not the one. Don't let any man disrespect you, control you, or tell you what to do, because they are not men at all. They are little boys that obviously do not know how to treat a woman right. Like, there be some abusive relationships and everything because boys really like, and you honestly like, it is the boys' fault, but then it's also like how they're raised too. So it's just like, none of it is your fault if you go through a breakup and everything. Just when you get into a relationship, know what you want. And obviously, if it becomes very intense in a relationship, make sure you both mutually agree with it. And please don't rush yourself into doing stuff because you feel like he wants to do it, so you have to make him happy. No. If you don't feel comfortable with certain stuff, don't do it. Don't force yourself. Don't make yourself do it. Or don't have them guilt trip you, because first of all, you are a strong, independent woman, with or without them. So if you feel like you're pressured into doing something, don't do it at all, because you're going to regret it later on in life. So if the relationship becomes intense, make sure also the relationship, because once people do it in a relationship, they tend to be addicted to it and everything. So make sure you guys know what you want, boundaries set, and make sure there's loyalty, respect, trust, communication, like all that top. But if a guy does not make you happy, don't stick around because that's all the love you have. There's other fishes in the sea, but just make sure a guy respects you and respects your boundaries, because some guys can be grimy, as I'm not saying girls can, but some guys can be grimy too. And then like just everything happens, but make sure you put yourself first with anything in a relationship. Don't feel like you have to sacrifice things for a dude, because if they was true to you, they wouldn't make you decide. Don't ever also make yourself an option, because let me tell you something. If they don't choose you, like if they don't choose you and it's another girl, just leave. Don't make yourself an option, because you are number one. So don't make yourself an option whatsoever. And you know, I say this because some girls feel like, oh, like he's gonna choose. You shouldn't even have to be an option, they should know to choose you and everything. Friends, I understand, because that's their friends. Like us girls, we have friends too, but they gotta realize that with certain situations, let's just say that you should not be an option, point blank period. Okay, end of that. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today before I end this video is friends. So make sure you find the right friend for you. You will know if that friend is for you is if you feel so comfortable around them and everything, because you will know if a friend is good for you. And just we live in a generation where it's hard to trust people, so put your guard up but let it down a little bit, because like you don't want to seem evil to somebody or mean to somebody because you got trust issues. But always, your friends are always going to be there for you, but make sure they're the friends that aren't going to talk behind your back, and that will literally ride for you through everything and not judge you or make any fake anything. Like just make them not fake, because like some people, they can be your friend and then end up turning on you when you least expect it. So just be careful who you surround yourself with. Obviously, don't open your open up too fast, because like I said, there's some people that will use that shit against you, and it will be when you least expect it from that person. So just make sure you find friends that make you happy, respect you, and also that you can be yourself around, because that don't judge, because there's some friends that judge you for you being wanting to be yourself, and that's not a good friend if they judge you for everything or if they talk bad about you. So be careful who you choose to be your friend. Thank you for watching, and you can subscribe, and thank you. Bye.